Today I'd like to show y'all how to replace the strings on a guitar. I've decided to go with these Martin silk and steel strings because this is my son's first guitar. The silk and steel makes it a lot easier to push down on, not as much tension. So it's very good for a beginner or someone who has maybe some problems with their fingers that they can't push it down. I'm going to get rid of the old strings, and in order to do that, I have to have a few tools, which I'll show you in just a minute. What you see here is one string that's already been cut and the bridge pin pulled out. This is an all-in-one tool, which I pretty much prefer, especially because of the way the clipper is designed. This is also something that you'll see to clip the strings with. A multi-tool has a string winder in it and a bridge pin remover. If you get one of these, you also have to have one of these winders, unwinders, and it's got a bridge pin puller here. Presumably, you can hook this under, well, it would be this way. You can hook this under the bridge pin and pull it up when you need to. Unfortunately, it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal, and for that you need something else. So make sure you have the right tools before you even start. Now, for the next string, you can see it's under tension. It's not smart to just clip a wire under a tension because it could fly up on you. It could hurt you possibly. So before you begin to cut strings, you must unwind and release the tension. And that's what this winder is. You see how that fits nicely. It's a lot quicker than unwinding them manually, but you can do that as well if you need to. Now, much looser. Now that it's loose, get this bridge pin out of the way. Now that it's loose, you can clip it. If you feel better about it, you can place your hand over the string, clip it right over the sound hole. No tension, so no fly up. That's a good thing. What you're going to do is repeat that same process with all these strings when you get done. Now, I'm going to take my bridge pin remover here because I know this one fits. This one, as I mentioned, the little notch doesn't quite get into my bridge pins. This one does. A little different. You have to slide it over the bridge pin. Pull straight up. This end of the string, this little keeper on it, goes in the hole. If you were paying attention when it came out, and you may not be able to see it, but there's a slot right there in the bridge pin. That slot is to accommodate the string. When you put the new one in, you want the ball down and you want the string in that groove. Hopefully this helps you see it just a little bit better. That will hold the end in. Come up to the other end and either manually or with a winder, finish unwinding the string. Be careful because they could still poke you. When you get ready to dispose of them, you might want to wind them up a little bit to make a neater circle, because with them flying away all over the place, it stands a greater chance of poking you or something. So I've got the string off and laid it aside. Usually I will go string by string, and I may even put another one in, but at this point I noticed that the Martin strings I have, which are different than some others, that they've labeled it for you. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth string. You can cut all these off. You can take all these strings off, and this tells you exactly where they go, this little guide. Very, very handy. Okay, for now, I'm going to cut the video, finish the strings off, and we'll go back to the restringing portion. Since this is my son's video, I let him cut some of the strings and all that so he gets familiar with it. When you get the string, the new string that is, don't just pull it out of the package because it'll unwind and go everywhere. If you can get this with a ball, that's what goes in. Take that out a little bit as you lead. Give it just a slight bend right there. And that slight bend will help it go in the hole a little bit easier. Remember the slot we were talking about a minute ago? The slot goes forward, ball first, then take the pin with that slot, push it down, and until it seats. Now, if you have to force it, something may be wrong, take it out and do it again. Take your time. Patience is key here. Once you've got that in, you can unwind your string the rest of the way and come all the way down. And you'll notice the hole is lined up at the very end because I want this string to go straight through the hole. Okay, now it's pulled tight, but that's not what you want because you're going to have to wind these strings around to secure them. So, go back to the nut, pull back 1 fret. That's going to give you enough slack over here so that when you wind it, you're not going to break the string immediately. Okay, once you're all the way through and you've pulled it back 1 fret's length, you're going to start winding. Now you'll notice it's winding to the inside. First revolution, you need to be on top of the free running end. I got lucky and didn't have to do any adjustments with my thumb or anything, but the first wrap is on top. Continue wrapping. You may have to guide it a little bit below, but your next wrap is going to be under. And you continue doing that. As you can see, the string is tightening nicely. Okay, so now that we have the string wrapped up, all right, now I've followed it to make sure that it's seated exactly where it's supposed to see. On this nut, you'll see there are little cutouts for each string. Make sure you're in that cutout. No, that's not in tune at all. But now is not the time to tune it. All right, just give it a little tension. Now, once you've got it done, you're going to take this free running end and cut it down. I would say cut it as close as you're comfortable with cutting it. I'm going to cut it, leave probably about 1/8 of an inch. There. So now I've got this string restrung. Notice this is on the inside of the winder or the tuner peg. If you have it on the outside, if you start clockwise and go on the outside, that's not where you need to be. The strings all need to be on the inside of the guitar just like they were when you took it off originally. That gets you a guitar that has brand new strings once you've finished putting all 6 in. Then go back to tuning, which is a whole other story. It may take you a while to tune the new strings, but there are many great resources out there for that on the internet. Feel free to drop any comments or corrections or maybe some tips and tricks that you've learned stringing guitars. One includes putting graphite in here to make them smoother to string, but I don't see the need in it myself, but I may be wrong. Continue doing what you do with the other packs of strings, and that's all there is to it. Good luck, Internet.